Good evening. Our news summary for this Tuesday, the 30th of September. Local elections observer Citizens Democracy Watch Seychelles, CDWS, says that last weekend's presidential and parliamentary elections were conducted peacefully, quietly, and in a transparent way. This is according to the mission's preliminary report, which was presented this afternoon at the CEPS conference room at Orion Mall. It follows a series of consultations with the mission's key stakeholders, namely political parties, independent candidates, the Seychelles Human Rights Commission, and the police force. The final report will be published after the second round of the presidential elections on the 9th, 10th, and 11th of October.
Matters raised, amongst others, include the following. 1. Satisfactory preparedness of the Electoral Commission to conduct the elections and stakeholders' appreciation of the Commission's capacity and professionalism. 2. Appointment of new commissioners too close to elections. 3. Appreciation of nationwide consultation and engagement with stakeholders on electoral reforms by the Electoral Commission. 4. Legislative amendments undertaken too close to elections and limited consultations at white paper stage. 5. Lack of transparency and control measures to track sources and recipients of campaign financing. 6. Appreciation of the pre-nomination help desk provided by the Electoral Commission. 7. The nomination timeframe was perceived as being too short to accommodate submission, verification, rectification of required documentation, and endorsement by the Electoral Commission. 8. Appreciation of distribution of airtime by SBC to all political contestants to air the campaign messages within the prescribed allocated time as per Section 97 of the Elections Act. Nonetheless, concerns were raised by some political contestants relating to coverage of news bulletins on public television and radio.
The National Assembly of Seychelles recently signed a funding agreement with the Seychelles Conservation Climate Adaptation Trust, SECAT, for a project aimed at strengthening climate resilience and protecting mangroves ecosystems. The grant, valued at over 797,179 rupees, forms part of the 8th cycle of SECAT's Blue Grants Fund. The agreement was signed at SECAT's offices in Victoria by the Clerk of the National Assembly, Tanya Isaac, and SECAT's Chief Executive Officer, Maritime Jérémy. The project is titled A Climate Resilient Parliament, Raising Awareness and Advocating for the Protection of Mangrove Ecosystems. In addition, SECAT signed a second agreement with the Ministry of Environment, authorizing the organization to administer funds under the Environment Trust Fund, ETF. This partnership will enable SECAT to support microgrants and manage the full grant cycle under the ETF scheme.
SECAT signed an agreement with the Environment Department, and it's for a grant agreement of 2 million rupees that the Environment Trust Fund is transferring to SECAT for administration of a new microgrant program that is targeted towards supporting environmental efforts that are going to be implemented by community-based organizations, NGOs, and smaller youth groups who may not necessarily be in a position to access the other streams of funds that SECAT is currently running. We also signed an agreement with the National Assembly And this is a Blue Grants Fund project under our 8th cycle of funding. It's for a medium-sized grant, and its main aim really is to push forward the efforts of administering the wetlands area around the Parliament and in greening the Parliament. We do hope that with that new project, we are going to recognize the ability of, the legislative arm of government to be part of the environmental protection, because they do have the necessary clout to bring about the much needed legal and policy reforms as it relates to conservation and climate change mitigation and adaptation.
The Seychelles Maritime Academy has officially inaugurated its upgraded Global Maritime Distress and Safety System (GMDSS) simulator facility during a commissioning ceremony. The new simulator is a crucial tool for training maritime professionals, replacing the Academy's outdated hardware and software. It now offers students the most modern and realistic training environment available. The upgrade was made possible through a joint funding initiative between the United States Embassy and the EU Seychelles Sustainable Fisheries Partnership Agreement. This development not only strengthens the Academy's training capacity, but also ensures that seafarers are well prepared to meet international safety standards at sea. The director of the Seychelles Maritime Academy, Mahesa Abenayake, highlighted the benefits that the new system will bring to maritime education and training.
It's compulsory now for all seafarers to be trained in radio. So radio means if you're at sea and if you want to contact the home port, if you're in distress or if other vessels are in distress, we need to be in contact. So SMSA has made it compulsory that all skippers, owners know about GMDSS, which is the radio, basically radio communication with shore. So all our students, learners, learn and receive a GMDSS ROC certificate. We also conduct training for outside our learners. Whoever wants to get a ROC GMDSS certificate, we conduct training.
The Office of the President has confirmed the appointment of the board of the Seychelles Parks and Gardens Authority, SPGA. Lucas Dauphin has been reappointed as the chairperson, and Bernadette Villemin has also been reappointed as the vice chairperson. The other board members are Nathaniel Volser, Ashley Poutin, Lenny Gabriel, Sharon Merito-Jean, Melton Enesta, Yamilia Lorette, and Phyllis Padayashi Tobara. The members of the board have been appointed for a 3-year period, effective from the 19th of August. The President has also thanked the outgoing members for their period of tenure. And with this, we end this news summary. Next on SBC is a national school quiz. Have a pleasant evening.